Oh, I just remembered that we have people who watch this on YouTube, and they've reminded me that the first like 3 minutes of every single video is me just staring at the camera, waiting for Hendo. So I'm sorry. I just always forget. I'm not going to edit the video because the file's too big, and I couldn't be fucked doing that. So I'm sorry. Just like skip ahead or something. But also, don't watch it on YouTube, because why would you do that? I'm just looking at YouTube. We've got 30 views pretty consistently per video. That's not too bad. Pretty good. I wonder how many subscribers we got on here. How do I find that out? 48 subscribers. That's pretty cool. Oh my God, my mustache. That's really quite disturbing. I apologize. I apologize to your YouTube viewers for so many reasons. I just messaged Hendo. So for you YouTube people, we never talk like through the week. I just ring him on this podcast, and then as soon as he presses the button to come on, we just start talking, and that's it. And then we don't talk again until the following week. And all that happens is I message him before the show. Oh, here he comes. Message him before the show. I'm going to make him wait. Make the fucker wait there for a little bit. Why not? You're fucking late, Hendo. And I'll just message him and say, like, these are the topics, a couple of questions. And that's it. We just start talking. So there's not a whole lot of organization that goes on here. Anyway, to the one person who complained about me just staring at the camera while waiting for Hendo, you're welcome. You're welcome. Not this time. You got fucking quality content. Hendo.
What's going on?
For the first time in this podcast history, I remembered that when I'm sitting here waiting for you,
yes,
the video is recording, right? And I always upload that to YouTube without editing. And the first like 5 minutes of every single episode is just me staring at the camera.
That's what you should make the thumbnail of all the YouTube videos. Just you just sitting there, just going.
It is. It is. Like, look at YouTube. It's just me. It is literally just me staring at the camera. And I keep getting reminded. And this is the first episode where I've remembered. So I talked and I did stuff. And it was.
You just got to trim the video.
No, too hard.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, how would you do that? Like, I know how to do it in Screenflow. It's just a bit of a fuck around. It's a massive file. And it's too hard.
Yeah, fair enough.
I could do that. You're right.
It's not hard.
I feel bad.
I've got like this. I do a little bit of video editing. I'm not very good at it, but I use Filmora. And
what do you use?
Wondershare Filmora. It's not like I can get like what's the Adobe one? The
Premiere Pro, yeah,
Premiere, whatever it is.
Adobe Suite.
I mean, I can get that because I can get it for free through TAFE, but it looks really hard, and I'm just not really.
That's fair.
It's difficult.
You got a beer there, mate?
Yeah. Oh shit! Fuck! Just went everywhere.
Jesus Christ! Don't know how to clean a glass. Don't know how to open a beer.
Well, I'm not. I've given up on glasses because. Go live and you try and fucking clean your glasses until it turns out shit. Anyway, this is the Alice Springs Territory Mid.
All right. Give us your one sip review.
It's not bad. It's a little bit, needs a little bit more acidity to give it a bit of zing.
Is it a pale ale or something?
Fuck, I don't know. Doesn't say.
Just a MIDI.
Doesn't say if it's a lager or an ale. So I can't answer that question.
Right. Well, that's a bit of a trend now, isn't it? Just to have beer where you don't even tell anyone what it is. It's just beer, or it's a craft beverage, or it's a, what's the Furphy one? The refreshing ale.
Refreshing ale, yeah. Yeah.
I do. It's good. Look at what I got here.
What's that?
I got a Sobah finger lime Cerveza. How do you say that? Cerveza?
Cerveza.
So you had one the other day on the program.
I had pepperberry, yeah.
And I'm going to have one right now because Luke was nice enough to send me some as well. And I've got another beer there as well. So I'm not really a non-alcohol beer drinker, so I'm going to see how this goes. If it's not my jam,
I like finger limes. I think they're usually pretty good in a beer, eh?
Yeah. All right, let's see what we're working with here.
I want to see how clean your glass is.
Me too. I actually wiped it out because I was fucking nervous about this.
That's verboten. You're not allowed to do that.
Well, I did it.
Fuck.
Oh, not.
Oh, that's not bad.
Not bad. Look, that looks like beer. Doesn't it?
It's a reasonably clean glass too.
Interesting. It's got a.
Can you smell finger lime?
Yeah. It smells pretty good. What's it? I don't actually even know what a cerveza is.
It's the Spanish word for beer, dude.
Okay. So what's like the Modus one that brought out? It's just a lager, is it? Or
yeah, it's Corona.
Corona. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just Corona.
This smells pretty good.
Really?
I like the smell of this, yeah. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's not bad. I like this a lot better than the other one, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
good. Shit, I might have to get mine.
It's not bad.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't
There you
mind.
go.
I could drink that. Yeah.
We just had to find your non-alcoholic beer flavor.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah.
What's in it? Does it say on the tin what's in it?
Natural glowing region, the finger lime or young fruit is around. Oh, that's where it's from. I guess it's just finger lime and bloody beer. That's it.
Well, there you go.
I don't mind that. I could drink that. Yeah. Good on them.
Good.
Yeah, I didn't love that. I didn't love the other one. I think, like you said, there was a lot going on, and to me, it didn't really taste super like beer. Like it didn't taste like an IPA. But this is good.
Well, I'm going to get to try a pepperberry this Friday, I think, because Luke's going to bring some pepperberry to the thing we got on Friday.
Okay.
So
Fuck, you're right about smashing this. I've already had half of this fucking thing.
Oh yeah. Slow down.
Well, okay.
Or not.
Well, no, I'm actually pleasantly surprised.
Or not. It doesn't matter.
Right.
What's been going on in your world, mate?
Oh God. I wasn't really prepared for this question. We've got a bunch of new equipment arriving as usual right before Christmas. That's like a standard thing for us.
Is it the canning line?
We've got the canning line coming hopefully this week. We've got nowhere to put it. So that's an issue that's arisen. But we've taken over. We've taken over a big shed
next door.
And we've taken over the little shed where the canning line's going to go, and then we've taken over the entire rest of the whole block of sheds.
All the way down to the Gold Coast Highway.
To Brisbane Road, yeah.
At Brisbane Road. Holy moly.
Yeah, because Paradise Motorhomes moved out, so we just took the lot.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a lot. And
that's
actually
massive.
Not only that, we've taken 2 more sheds just opposite there. So yeah, we've got a lot of space there. So if anyone wants to
so that whole complex is pretty much yours now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about 4,500 square meters now we've got there.
I bet you didn't see that happening when you first went skateboarding in there.
No, it was 1,500 square meters was the start of it, and that was like such a massive. Like 220 square meters was HQ, and then we expanded a little bit around there. But BH2 was 1,500, and now we're up to 4,500, which is fucking big. We don't need
so much room for activities.
Yeah, we could play probably another game of cricket in there, easy.
What sort of activity? What are you going to do with all that space?
Probably sublease.
Like I realize you're going to grow into it. But what is it? Or warehousing or?
Yeah, like we don't need it at the moment, so we're going to probably sublease it if we can. We'll use some for warehousing. We've got a lot happening next year. We're going to try and do a whole bunch of different things. So we'll use some of the sheds for storage. We're actually storing off-site at the moment because we've run out of space.
Should have a museum.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I've set up in the reception all our old cans and things.
Yeah,
we've got the original brew kit there that we bought back off Currumbin Valley because we kind of gave it to them, but I wanted it back because it's a kind of a memorabilia.
It's a
now.
company heirloom.
Yeah. So
And
yeah,
then get wax figures of you and Gubs and Eddie and Raylo
oh yeah,
and Toshi.
we could do that.
Like, imagine having a wax Toshi.
How do you do that? Well, I don't want to wax Toshi. That feels like a weird thing to do.
What
Oh, you
about
mean having a waxed? I thought you said imagine having to wax Toshi.
no, like a wax statue,
Oh,
like the London Wax Museum.
Yeah. Okay. Is that expensive?
Fucking oath, it's expensive.
Well, we're on.
She got 4,500 square meters. What are you going to do?
We're an indie brewers Queensland. We can't fucking get wax statues ourselves. Fuck. But yeah, no, it's been good. November was good. Taprooms are pretty quiet, comparatively with previous years. But we're sort of hoping this week things start to get going with the borders
opening and people, tourists coming in and all that sort of stuff. So,
what have you been? Oh, you've got your thing this week, don't you? Is it tomorrow? When's your Froth Rookies thing?
Friday.
So
if you are in Brisbane this Friday, the 17th of December 2021, at the Cannon Hill Taproom. Funnily enough, it's in Cannon Hill.
Yep.
From 6 p.m. The Froth Rookies will be having our sort of Christmas catch up with all the alumni from all the current recently graduated and past and alumni and that sort of thing, past and present students.
Yeah.
We've got some absolutely cracking beers on. I think it's going to be the biggest Froth Rookies tap takeover ever, and I think it's 6 taps we're going to have on.
Nice.
So we'll have like a lager, a mid-strength lager, pale ale, IPA, New Zealand Pilsner or Boom Shaka lager.
That's the one you're pretty keen on.
Oh man, God, that beer's so good.
Yeah.
I've made 2 really good beers this year that been some of the best that I've done in years, and that's the New Zealand Pilsner and the cold IPA that I did with Revel. Just 2 lagers. Go figure that.
I had to get one of those somehow. Are they sold out?
You got to get. Well, I've got some here.
Fucking hook a brother up, mate.
Yeah, I can hook you up.
You
drink it while it's fresh.
If I come on Friday,
I'll bring some over.
Bring a candle.
Yeah. And so, yes, if you are in Brisbane, come along. It's open to everybody. Come and try some awesome beers by the TAFE Queensland students. They make their beer in the Queensland Brew Lab, which is just like this little factory that's locked away, and no one from the public is allowed there. And then it's really difficult for TAFE to sell their beer as well, even though they've got a liquor license. There's a few logistical issues being sorted out currently. So it turned out quite fortuitous that Cannon Hill Taproom's run by Matty Wolf, who's past student. So
also
he's just
part
gone
of the
and
12.
bought. He's also part of the 12. Yes, that's right. So he's bought a whole bunch of beer. I've bought myself a couple of kegs for Christmas.
Nice.
And so yeah, it should be pretty good. So come along and come and support the up and coming brewers of Queensland, and come and support them before they get famous.
Yes. Very much so. Very good. All right. Well, I'm going to try and come to that. I'm just trying to look at what I have on Friday. I don't think I have a lot on, but I'm not sure. But I will try.
Come on, man. It'd be good to see you.
What else have we got? Oh, is this the final episode we're doing for you? You said your message before, because I don't know if people realize this, but we don't actually ever talk about this. I just press the Zoom button and you come on here and then we start talking.
Yes.
And then we don't talk again for a week and then we do it again. So
that's right. This is the only time we talk during the week. This is our production meeting and our content.
Right. There's not a lot of planning that goes into this.
Yeah.
Despite the polished look of the whole show, people might be surprised to know that.
It's except the first 5 minutes where it's you just staring at a fucking screen.
The first 5 minutes on YouTube is shit. But in my defense, if you're watching this on YouTube, I don't know. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Well, let's have a look at the old calendar here. So next Wednesday is the 22nd of December. And then it's the 29th. I'm going to head out to my brother's out at Stanthorpe a couple of days before Christmas. I suppose I could realistically head out on Thursday.
Fun. Oh, well, maybe we'll see how we go next week. Maybe we'll
see how we go.
One next week.
No, I'm not fussed. It's all fun.
All right, we'll see how we go. I'm pretty impressed with this. Is 13.
But I would like to have the time between Christmas and New Year, the 29th, off, if that's okay.
Let's take that off, and then when we come back, we'll organise. I'll get a bit more active with trying to organise guests.
We'll get some guests and that sort of thing. We've got some good guests coming up, so and we'll pick it up in the new year. So we might do a show next week. Why not?
Very good. Sounds good. Well, our news items this week: Froth Rookies tap takeover, which we've kind of chatted briefly about that already. I did put a thing in the group asking if people had questions, but it was oh my God, Connor's replied. I'm nervous about this. I just saw Connor, who is now known as number 2. So every time I see him now, I have to apologize to him for not choosing him as my favorite guest of the show and choosing Simbo instead.
Okay.
So it's a little bit depressing, but I just saw him half an hour ago at the brewery and said sorry to him again. But anyway, we do have a few questions there as well, and we've got some news items. So news item number 1 is Better Beer. This is an article. I think I saw it on Better Beer's Instagram or something.
Right.
Someone's Instagram, and they're predicting. So you know the Inspired Unemployed guys? I actually didn't even know who these guys were because I'm obviously fucking not.
Who are they?
They're a bunch of Aussie guys who make funny videos on Instagram.
What are they called?
The Inspired Unemployed.
Huh.
We look like a couple of fucking boomers right now, Hando, having this conversation.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. These guys are legit. I've never watched one of their videos. I'm going to look them up right now.
There was some other Instagram or podcast duo that was brought to my attention last week when I was out at drinking beers at Revel.
These guys, 1.2 million followers. These guys have.
What?
On Instagram, they're massive.
That's way more than 12.
Way more than 12. And they do these videos. They bought this beer out called Better Beer, which is done through Mighty Craft.
Yes.
Right. And I think it's a low carb beer, and they're making funny videos about it and whatnot. This video they've got on here, right, about their beer, has got 2,400 comments and 730,000 views. And in the post, it said they're predicting on selling 3 million liters of this beer next year. And the other thing it said was the Endeavour Group said it was their number 1 selling new product.
Shame about the name.
It's
named after. No, there's nothing wrong with the name per se, but it's named after a craft beer distributor based out of Melbourne.
Whoops.
Which is called Better Beer.
Whoops. I don't think they give a fuck, to be honest.
That's JCW. That's John Cope Williams, and he runs a company called Better Beer, and he distributes Epic. And
he mustn't have had the Instagram handle because they've got that.
Yeah, wow.
Anyway, 3 million liters a year of this beer next year.
Is
low
it
carb?
Has it got alcohol in it?
Yep. It's got alcohol, but not carbs.
But no carbs. What sort of alcohol are we talking?
Fuck knows. It's got 0 carbs, 0 something else, 87 calories. Oh, there we go, 4.2%. I assume it's lager. They brewed at Coca-Cola.
They're brewing it out at the. Yeah, I just don't know about
selling
this
way more beer than we sell, and it launched in November. It launched a month ago.
Oh my God.
Isn't that mind-blowing?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Okay.
Well,
I'm just looking at this. I'm just trying to go back to the fucking. Okay, you're welcome. 0 carbs, 87 calories, 0 sugar. Okay. Yeah, nah, it's 0 carbs and only 87 calories. Must be the way we brewed it. I don't know. Do you know what the whole concept of low carb beer is about, mate?
No.
It's a concept developed by the large mega brewers, the multinational brewers, Right. So low carb beer was basically a process where you can use an enzyme in the brewing process to basically, so there's no unfermentable sugars, so it just ferments all the way out.
Yeah.
It's just basically water and ethanol, right? And so, and so because there's no unfermentable sugars, there's no residual, there's no residual sugar in it. Therefore, under Australian food law, you're allowed to call it low carb or even no carb, under certain circumstances and that sort of thing, right?
Well, Burleigh,
because which I think is a bit of a, it's a bit of a What's that?
Burleigh Brewing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but the thing is that like no carb is in carbohydrates, but alcohol is a carbohydrate. Like if you took the one standard drink out of a can of that better beer and took all the ethanol and put it in the palm of your hand and lit it on fire, that's a serious amount of energy. It would burn your hand, right? And that's carbohydrate, but we don't count that as a carb, and therefore it doesn't get counted in the calorie count.
Yeah.
Right. There's all the energy is not counted, right? So anyway, so the big breweries, they invented this process to make, to dry the beer right out, so there's no unfermentable sugars in it. And the reason why they did that is they wanted more alcohol for the same amount of malt. Makes the beer cheaper.
Yeah.
Right. But how do you spin that to a nice consumer message? You can't say, oh, we invented this beer because it's cheaper for us to make. No, the marketing department step in and go, hang on a second, it's low carb or no carb. But it was actually, low carb beer exists because it's cheap to make. Yeah. End of story.
Well, people want it, obviously.
It's a phenomenal. Like I get it. People want to drink it and that sort of thing, and there's this whole trend towards better for you drinks, that sort of thing. But you've got to look at the roots of how this shit started and how it's a very slick marketing message invented by the mega brewers.
Yeah.
To sort of generate demand because there's that perception that it's better for you.
Yeah. Well, I think Big Head was pretty massive for Burleigh, wasn't it? Like they made it.
Oh, it still is. It's one of the biggest selling issues. I'm not denying anyone for wanting to drink it for that reason or anything like that. I'm not certainly not berating them for it and that sort of thing. I'm just coming at from the perspective is you got to look at it for what it is, and what it is cheap beer, really cheap beer to make.
There's definitely a lot of people who are drinking beers like this or seltzers or whatever who are doing it because they don't, I guess what they would say for health reasons. Like I definitely noticed that. I noticed that more so than people drinking non-alcoholic beers. Like it's rare for me to see someone drinking a non-alcoholic beer, but it's not that rare for me to see someone drinking a seltzer or one of those beers on the basis that it's better for you than a normal beer. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, or why, I don't know. But
or like when you drink CC and dry and no sugar.
Yeah, interesting. It's pretty big.
I get it.
Though, I reckon.
So it sounds like I don't know the details behind it. I haven't really read any stories around it or anything like that. But if it's Mighty Craft and they're doing it at Cope, did you say? At Ferrell or
no? I don't think.
Griffith.
Australian Brewing, I think that's that's Sydney, isn't it?
Australian Brewery.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Coca-Cola. I think it's the one out in Griffith, mate. The Yenda Brewery.
Yeah.
Which is where Green Coast Mid-Strength is also being made.
So, but Coca are no longer making beer in Australia, are they?
Yeah, they still own Ferrell.
No, but they're selling. Remember, they're exiting all out of.
Yeah, they're selling it, but they're still, for now, at this point in time, they still own it.
It's the Yenda.
And the Yenda Brewery is still a joint venture.
Yeah, it's the Yenda Brewery. Yeah.
So lots of strength low carb beers coming out of Griffith, New South Wales right now, with better beer and Stone and Wood Green Coast mid strength and all that sort of thing. I don't know. It's
that's the same. There's
on the flip side, I think it's really good that craft beer is having a crack at taking market share away from the big boys, the non-independents. It's
I think it's fucking impressive.
If the big mega breweries are going to start buying craft breweries, well, craft breweries should start making beers that are in their market, that they're in market stranglehold and take market share off them that way. It's the yin and the yang.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. I think it's also a bit of a trend towards kind of celebrity products, isn't it? Like there's, every celebrity's got a gin now, and there's, celebrity brewers, and this one just seems to have. I remember, like, I feel like celebrity products used to always go really badly, but it feels like at the moment, in the new kind of influencer age, it's just the perfect fit for these guys. Like they can just make these cool videos, send them out to 1 million people for free, get hundreds of thousands of views on it for free, and sell them a product that they don't even have to make themselves. It's kind of fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
And good for Mighty Craft too, because I think they
good on them.
Yeah, they've done a lot of things, and this one seems to be working very well.
Yeah, good on them. What have we got here? Our story. Let's look at your story. Now, it all started when two of your favourite Aussie battlers from Sydney South Coast, Matt Ford and Jack Steele from the Inspired Unemployment, met Nick Cogger. Oh, I know Nick Cogger, a health-conscious drink enthusiast from Torquay, and talked about beer. They wanted to create a beer they thought was missing, and they did. I know Nick Cogger when I was brewing at Southern Bay. He was doing. He might have been doing Flying Brick cider or something at the time.
What site are you on at the moment looking at?
Huh? That's their website. That's the Better Beer, betterbeer.com.au.
Fucking find it. Okay, all right. They're so new they don't even come up in Google.
What? I just Googled it.
All right. Well, they don't come up in my Google. No, this website doesn't even work. What's the URL?
Betterbeer.com.au.
Mine literally doesn't even load.
Well, your computer's broken, isn't it?
No, just doesn't work without the www. So if anyone from Better Beer is listening to this, then get that sorted out. Because that's
you have to put the www.
No one enters www anymore, and it should just redirect. But anyway, that's in the side.
Well, good on them for doing that. There's some interesting stuff there. Yeah. It's a nice looking tin.
Yeah.
Looks like the Sidewinder from Brick Lane.
Brick Lane, yeah.
Yeah. It's also it's kind of that 70s retro kind of throwback design. It's like filter and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that could be a cigarette packet. They could call it Better Smokes.
Yeah. I don't know now that they're kind of making it basically illegal everywhere.
Yeah.
I got another beer too. This one, cracked it. That one just disappeared. This one is from Cameron at Gage Roads.
Oh,
so
what do you got there? What's it called?
It's called Party Wave. It's a pretty cool looking tin.
Stone fruit sour.
Stone fruit sour.
What sort of stone fruit?
And he said this was like the first type. Oh, it says peach and apricot. He said this was like the first kind of one of this style they've done. So yeah. Anyway, this guy messaged me on LinkedIn of all places and said, "Oh, I found your beer in Dan Murphy's, and it was like 3 months old and it was still tasting really good." And I was like, "Oh, that's good to hear, but you should definitely drink it fresh because it would be better." So I sent him a bunch of fresh beer, and then he sent me back a bunch of Gage Roads beers. So I shared them with the team, and I took a couple for myself.
Well, that's lovely. Yeah. Aren't they nice people over there at Gage Roads?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know the guy. I've never met anyone from Gage Roads, I don't think.
Next time you're in Sydney, go to the I haven't been there yet myself because I can't fucking travel. Go to the Atomic Beer Project in Redfern. Yeah. Which looks interesting.
It does. Man, this smells really good.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It fucking smells like apricots. Oh, yum.
Is it a sour? It's a sour, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, man, that smells so good.
Jealous now. That one's going to disappear as well, isn't it?
Oh, that's really good. Yum.
Excellent.
Love that. Good can too. Delicious.
It was a big can, wasn't it? 440 or 500?
500. But I got this Yeti thing here, which I got. So it's going to keep it nice and cold for me.
What is that?
You familiar with those?
No.
These are awesome. It's like an insulated. It's like a like a thermos for like hot, but it's like cold. It just keeps it freezing fucking cold, which I'm all for.
That's good.
All right. Now you must have put this one in here because I didn't have any idea what this is about, but it says
I put that
Parched
one in.
Brewery West End opening tomorrow.
Yes, that's right. So if you are in Brisbane, the good people at Parched in West End. So it's on Montague Road. So not on Boundary Street where all the usual stuff is in West End, but down on Montague Road, down towards the Vinnies down there, is Parched Brewery. They've got a 10 or a 12 hectolitre brew house, a shitload of tanks, and a really awesome venue happening. And so Carl, he's been a client of mine for ages, has worked tirelessly and put up with so much grief from council and town planning and all that sort of stuff just to get this brewery and another one off the ground.
What do you mean another one?
Oh, he had another site lined up in another suburb, but that's all held up with red tape. And so he sort of breweries. Yep. Because the first one, but it got tied up in so much red tape. He started looking for another venue and found that, and it was zoned right. And he goes, "Yeah, well, I can get that one up." But the other one's still caught up in red tape.
I'm looking at their Instagram right now. Are they look like big cans? Are they? They're 440s maybe.
Parched.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing some good stuff. There's they've got one of my former students works there, James F, as the assistant brewer. Carl's heading up his own production and that sort of thing. They put 12 beers in the tank before they open, 12 different beers. So they're not short on having a variety of beers on tap.
Wow, that's good.
Right from the outset. Yeah, get on it, Brisbane.
Nice. I've just given.
If you're parched,
follow on Instagram.
If you're parched, go to Parched.
Yeah, that makes sense. Very good. Oh yeah, I might check them out on Friday. When do you say they're opening?
Tomorrow.
All right, we might check them out on Friday if I make it up there. Awesome. Very good. There's a few breweries around there, isn't there?
Oh yeah. Who else is
We got Catchment pretty close to there, and you got
Catchment, yes. Not Brisbane Brewing Co. is a couple of doors down.
The Ballistic have got a tap room in there somewhere, don't they?
That's over on Montague Road as well. And then there's Archive is there, and that sort of thing. And you got Saccharomyces and
a lot of good bars.
Lots that South Bank area, West. It's good. I'm really looking forward to the day when, because when I move into my new place over in St. Lucia, when they put in the Green Bridge from St. Lucia over to West End, I can walk. Oh, that's because cool. The thing that I'm disappointed about when I moved from where I am now into the new place is right here. I've got 10 breweries now within a 30-minute walk.
Yeah.
Right. And over in St. Lucia, there's 0 breweries.
Yeah.
There's
St. Lucia's always been it's kind of its own little thing, kind of just out by itself, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's no. But in Brisbane, though, there's it's close to stuff, but in that area, there's no breweries. I think probably the closest one. It's not in Milton.
Yeah, there is. There's Milton Common.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, shit. Fuck, yeah. Completely forgot about that one. I suppose Milton Common would be my closest brewery.
Yeah.
But once they put the Green Bridge in, then Parched would become my closest.
No, but there's also Newstead. There's Newstead.
There's Milstead as well. Yes.
Yeah. There must be more out sort of.
There's none in Indooroopilly.
Is there not?
If you go west,
there's Lost Palms have got a tap room out there, don't they? Sherwood, I think.
Sherwood, yeah. But as far as breweries goes, if you go west, the next closest brewery would be Lee, and no one wants to go there.
No, he's the least favorite of the 12. So I am long overdue a visit to White Lies. That'd be fun.
Need to go to his new brewery.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's open yet. He's got beer.
I totally forgot. We didn't even ask you for a Reno update. We skipped it.
Oh, shit. I was over there this afternoon. So I put the floorboards in. My brother came up from Stanthorpe last Sunday, and my sister-in-law, and we put floorboards in the 2 bedrooms because that was kind of on the critical path.
Yeah.
Because the built-ins are getting a check measure done on Monday, and so the floorboards had to be in before that time. So I got that National Tiles fucking click flooring,
Yes.
hybrid flooring.
The flooring that is being retargeted to everyone in our group at the moment, including myself.
Yeah, that's right. So if it's on your Facebook feed, fucking good, go buy some. It's only $30 a meter. And so I put that in, and so that's all done, which is really good, except that there's this, do you know when you renovate and you do something yourself and then you look at it and there's just this tiny little thing that's wrong.
I do know
and
that.
As long as you're there, it's going to fucking bug the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I've got with the flooring. So right in the entrance into the master bedroom, where my bedroom is going to be, a couple of the boards haven't quite clicked together, and you can see the white between the 2 boards.
Yeah.
And it's fucking shitting me. And the only way that I can actually get it out to reseat it is to pull every fucking floorboard out except for the last 2 rows where this little white line is, and then lay it all back out again.
Oh,
so guess what old mate's doing this weekend?
That.
Yeah.
That's shit.
I got to do it now, because if I don't do it now, it's not getting done. And I may postpone doing it. And then the other thing as well is that the tiling's done in the bathroom. Bathroom's looking mint.
Nice. Get rid
Absolutely
of all the blood.
fucking mint. And so that all pretty much got finished today, the tiling in the bathroom and the toilet. And I'll give a shout out to my tiler, Zaki from Brizzy Tiling. He's like a Afghani guy, and he's got his team of Afghani tilers, and fuck, they did a good job. So
Did
that's
they
all
have to
done.
Clean the blood up, or did you do that for them?
So here's what I'm doing with the blood. So there's a pool of blood, dried blood now in the lounge room.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is, before I lay the floorboards there, I'm going to leave an envelope with a note at that point and put the floorboards over the top. It's a little fucking time capsule that says, hey, this stain that you just see here, that's my blood. And if you want to clone me, and if it's 2120, the year 2120, and you want to clone me, there's some DNA, bros. Go for it.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Good idea.
Yeah. That's a fucking great idea. And so anyway, so that's all done. Tiling's done. Plumber comes on Monday. I'm drinking a cheap shit beer now.
What did I get? The Hollandia?
I got the Hollandia out. I don't even care.
Is that a Cerveza?
Yeah. If we're drinking in Mexico or Spain, fucking know this is Cerveza.
Yeah.
And so Monday the plumber comes. Then it's Christmas. And then I'm gonna take kind of January off and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
When you're on your own business, you don't really have the time off. But I call it low power mode.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just to work on a couple of little side projects I want to work on and that sort of thing. And
ease your way back into it.
Yeah, and then it will sort of kick off again at the end of January. So I'm going to move. I'm not going to move until the end of January now.
Okay.
I've decided, because I just want to have some time off.
Yeah, that's
because even though I have everything else done, if I get the floorboards done, kitchen done, plumbers done, tilers done, bathroom done, there's still a lot of tidy up shit. Like I've got to get like window coverings. I've got to paint the bathtub, and that takes a week to paint a bathtub, 2 coats, because you have to leave it. Oh, actually, it takes 2 weeks because you have to leave it 7 days to cure.
What
between coats, because it's like this enamel shit that
it's like an old bath.
It's an old steel bath, yeah. Right. So I put in brand new tiles. I let the bath in. Bath looks like shit.
Get a new bath.
So I can paint it.
What are you fucking doing?
Make it look new.
Get a new bath, mate.
I was going to pull it out and put a shower in.
Yeah.
It's dug 30 mil into a brick wall either side. It ain't coming out. It ain't coming out at all. So, so it's just staying. It's no biggie.
Yeah.
and then paint the internal doors and clean. Like this weekend, there's just like, now that the tile is finished, like I just took near a ton of old rubble and stuff from the old bathroom out and to the tip. Me and my brother did that last weekend or weekend before last. And now the tile is finished. It's fucking war zone again. There's another fucking 500 kilos of shit to go to the tip.
Jesus Christ.
It's just phenomenal. I just,
It's pretty stressful, isn't it? It's so good you don't have to live there though.
Oh, I'm glad I don't live in it. I just would not do it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty spent.
Yeah.
But at least I'll get some time off. I can just focus on it and take the time and just get it done. So yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, that's the update.
Good on you. Next news item is Grifter and Young Henrys at the SCG. Did you see that one on Crafty Point?
Yeah, right. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So I didn't kind of read into exactly why, but it seems like it's a bit of a trend. I don't know if you've
Grifter and Young Henrys. That's a little bit of a
new look lineup. The SCG.
Oh, so it's not like a joint
Merivale
venture.
have got the hospitality rights. That's interesting. So that they must.
As in the pub group.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
So Merivale's got the hospitality rights, and then they've chosen to have Grifter and Young Henrys on as their beers instead of the big breweries.
Yeah, I would assume they have a relationship with them kind of across all their venues where they're getting pretty decent, deal.
Yeah, right. Fuck, you'd sell a lot of piss on a match day, wouldn't you?
I think so. I think because you got who else has good? I know because Gage Roads had the stadium deal in WA.
That's right. Yes, the Optus Stadium, whatever it is. Yeah.
I think who was telling me? Oh, Riley was telling me Newstead is at the Gabba. Is that true?
No, Ballymore.
Oh, Ballymore.
Ballymore.
Yeah.
For the rugby.
I know what the Gold Coast Suns have Pirate Life, but that's CUB now, so it's kind of kind of expected, but it's reasonably rare for an indie.
Yeah, and also indirectly as well, Newstead's, not even though it's not a stadium thing, it's like they do the thing with surf life saving and stuff like that. Kind of being aligned with sport and that sort of thing. I think it's good.
Yeah,
good on them.
Yeah, you get around some Grifter Brewing Co. beverages.
You don't see it. Do you see it much up here? I don't really see it much up here.
I've been to the brewery, but I haven't.
Yeah, I've been to the brewery in Marrickville. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You see Young Henrys up here, obviously, because they've got a pretty good footprint up here. And I like Natty Lager. I think it's a good beer. And good bunch of people as well. Curly's a blood legend.
Yeah.
And they're doing, and Young Henrys, I think the thing with Young Henrys as well, they're doing a G&T in a tin now too.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And I had one and it's delicious.
That they do quite a bit of gin, don't they? Because I think I listened to a podcast with our distiller on what would it have been? Maybe on the Drinks Adventures podcast.
They had a gin possibly come out. Probably at least 5 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was their first cut or something like that. I think it was called. And I tried it and it was not a very good gin. But I think that's probably because they didn't have a distiller back then. And I think they got a distiller now and the product's gotten so much better,
Yeah. But I think it was on the Drinks Adventures podcast, which is a really good one if you haven't listened.
That G&T though is bloody delicious. So if you fancy a G&T, go and pick up a Young Henrys gin and tonic. Apparently it's all proprietary botanicals in the gin, and the tonic mixture is all proprietary as well.
Yeah. And
they worked on it for months and months and months, and it's come out really, really good. And it was just, I was standing there at the Caxton Hotel Beer Festival a few weeks ago, having a chat to Curly. Slings me a tin. I said, yeah, I'll have a G&T. It's a bit hot and sticky. And I tried it and it was great.
Nice. All we do on this podcast is promote other people's beer and drinks.
Yeah. Yeah,
and,
good.
I had an idea.
And infect everyone's Facebook feed with home improvement ads.
Yeah. That's what we do.
Well, that's great.
But anyway, I have an idea, which is this.
What's that?
We do ad reads, right? So like
Right.
we get people to advertise. They're not actually going to pay us to advertise because there's only 12 listeners, or potentially 24 or 36, depending on.
It's highly targeted though.
It is highly targeted, but I mean, if we put the call out right now to say who wants to pay to advertise in this show, it's going to be crickets, right? But my idea is, instead of them paying to advertise in the show, they just, even if they're not a beer company, they just send us beer, right? Just send us a 4-pack and we'll do an ad read for their business.
If they send us beer.
100%. What do you reckon?
I like the sound of that.
I mean, we wouldn't do it if it's a product we don't kind of like or use.
Yes.
You know, we wouldn't just make it up and talk shit.
And if you send us a shit beer as well, then we're gonna, like, you're not gonna get a good review or anything like that. But send us beer.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this show and you're part of the 12 or the 24 or the 36, depending on where we're at in the cycle when you're listening, and you want to be an advertiser, send us beer, tell us where you're from, and we'll do an ad read right fucking live on the
Why not?
podcast. All right, that's my idea.
We'll work for beer.
Yeah. Otherwise, why are we doing this if we're if we're not going to get paid in beer?
Bloody oath. I like the sound of it.
All right. What else have we got here? The only other thing I've got two more things in here. One, I've got NFT beers, and we keep putting this one off, but I think we're going to.
No, we're going to look at that in the new year. So we're going to have a special guest in the new year, a rather large name in that space. So stay tuned.
Okay. Well, as one thing before then, we're going to launch our first NFT via a beer on the 31st of December. So it's going to be before the next podcast.
You are
out.
Black Hops.
Yeah.
Really?
So look out for that. And then we can talk about it after with old mate when he comes on the show.
Yeah, sounds good.
And the other one I had on here was vaccine mandate starting from Friday, which for anyone with a brewery taproom is definitely something they're thinking about, because it's something we're thinking about. And then the Queensland border opening this week.
Is that affecting your business at all?
Well, it happens from Friday, so we'll find out.
Yeah. Because there's that dude on the Gold Coast who runs all them restaurants who basically said, he just openly said, we're not going to enforce it.
Oh, was there? Who was that?
Oh, I can't remember. I saw it on Reddit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dig it up. I'll probably know him.
Yeah.
Was it? I know the guy from DeBella Coffee said a bunch of things in Brisbane, and then I think he kind of wound it all back and said, "No, actually, it's fine. We will."
Yeah, really? It was on. There we go.
Are you
I'll pull it up.
Reddit user? Are you?
I'm a lurker.
Okay.
I'm a lurker. I like Reddit. It's a lot less toxic.
Is it? I thought it was a bit of a fucking dumpster fire over there, but
no, that's Twitter. No.
Wow.
Let me see here. There we go. It's on the Gold Coast.
Chuck a link in the chat.
Gold Coast hospitality boss Glenn Daly to openly defy Queensland government's vaccination mandates. Glenn Day. Who's
How do you
he?
spell his name? I don't.
GLENDAY. Glenn Day.
I take back that question. That was one of the most stupid questions I've ever answered. How could you not spell Glenn Day? I have no idea. Pancake mogul. I have no idea who this guy is. He's a pancake mogul.
Yeah, does pancakes in paradise. Have a look at him. He looks like a bit of a hippie.
Fuck yeah, good on you. Well, actually not good on you because just fucking get vaccinated. But all right. Pancake
Yeah.
mogul. That's a title, isn't it? Pancake mogul. That's cool.
B. Glenn Day. I've been in business for 40 years in the Gold Coast. I'm a proud Australian. Human rights, freedom, democracy. I'm embarrassed. I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
I think if you go and openly pull that shit,
It's going to be
whatever your opinion on the vaccine is and that sort of thing, there's going to be a lot of people who aren't going to go to your establishment.
Well, I don't know about this Glenn fella, but I think it is something that is going to be something that tap rooms have to manage. I know we are putting on more staff this weekend without any idea of whether it's going to be busier, because I sort of think with the border opening, a place like the Gold Coast should be busier, and it's been quite quiet for this time of year. And it's affecting our business quite a lot. So
the border opened on Monday.
The border opened on Monday, so
a few days early.
Yeah, and then anyone coming in is vaccinated. So anyone coming into the Gold Coast or to Queensland, can go to the venue. So that's positive. But then I guess you've got it sounds like a small percentage of people are not vaccinated, but anecdotally, I know quite a few people who don't want to get this vaccine for a whole bunch of different reasons. So we kind of had no idea what to expect, and we're putting on more staff, basically putting on an extra person so we can have someone standing at the front checking
vaccine things on the check-in app.
Yeah, just for the first weekend, just until everyone kind of gets the.
Have you run into, without giving away, specific details, have you run into any staff who have not gotten vaccinated or?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, not everyone wants to get it, and people have their own reasons. And there's like we haven't sort of said like everyone at Black Ops needs to get it, but now that we've got the tap room mandate, anyone at Black Ops who doesn't have the vaccine can't go into the tap room. So
at all. Not even knockoffs or nothing.
No, can't go in there at all. And so all tap room staff had to either get it or find another part of the business to work in. Any delivery staff who were crossing the border or delivering to Endeavour Group, which is basically all of our delivery staff, had to get it because Endeavour Group mandated the vaccine. So we've had to kind of shuffle people around. We have lost a couple of people who just didn't want to get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, eh?
I'll vaccinate the shit out of me. I don't care. I'm going to
I'm going to get my booster this week.
COVID. It sounds
I'm
shit.
fucking oath. I don't want to get COVID. I'm 5 months in. I'm getting my Moderna booster, man.
Yeah, I'm getting boosted to the gills. Yeah. My kids have even got it. But anyway, each to their own.
Yeah, they got it, have they?
That's what he does. Yeah, he's 12.
He's over 12, isn't he?
He's 13. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm hoping generally the vaccine thing doesn't provide too many difficulties, and the border opening is a good thing for brewers in Brizzy, Gold Coast, and Sunshine Coast, and we can go back.
Well, I hope it puts some dollars in the till, mate. It's been a tough couple of years.
Yes. All right. Well, that's about it for the news, and then we've got questions. Let me see. I always get a little bit of anxiety when I check in the group when I post one of these threads about questions, because I know I'm going to get trolled fucking aggressively, but there might be legitimate questions in here. So I'm going to check it now. Oh God, we've got 13 comments. This could go either way. All right. Oh, there you go. Luke will be having a Christmas hiatus. Oh, that's nice. So he's actually.
He wants us to go. Does Luke want us to knock off?
Oh, you think he wants us to have a hiatus?
Yeah, I think he does.
That's one way to look at it. Okay.
Well, the answer is yes. It's going to be at least just a week, I think, probably between Christmas and New Year.
Yeah. Connor's really hurt. Connor says, any tips for living life as a number 2?
Just don't be shit.
Don't be shit. It's too late. Too late for that. I'm sorry, Connor. Connor's the fucking nicest guy. I feel really bad.
I think, have I met him? I don't even know.
I mean, if you've ever been to HQ, then you would have definitely at least seen him. I don't know if you met him, but he's there quite a bit.
Right. Then I probably have.
He's a fucking legend. I'm sorry, Connor. Yeah. I feel really bad. I saw him today and I had to run away. I felt so bad. The legend. He's not the biggest legend though, because that's Simpo. So, it is what it is.
That's right. That's it.
There's no participation awards here. It's you fucking win or you don't.
Yeah,
and you didn't win, and that's fine. Question number 3: how's the Grzycki project going?
Oh, that's a great question. How is the Grzycki project going, Dan?
Oh, wait, was that with me?
You're the one who owns the brewery.
Yeah.
You've got 5 brew houses. Can you spare one for a Grodzitsky?
I didn't realize this was sitting with me. I thought
it's sitting with. So the last time we spoke about this,
yeah,
it was sitting with you to go and have a chat with. Actually, well, the way it was supposed to work was we were supposed to see each other at the Matic launch event. I missed you by 45 minutes. Eddie and or Govs were supposed to be there, and I don't think Eddie or Govs were there either.
Well, Govs was there, but you missed.
Govs was there, and I missed you by 40 minutes or something like that because I got caught in traffic. And that's where we were going to have the conversation to Govs about, hey, man, can we borrow one of your 5 brew houses to make a Grodzitsky? We have to do this in the summer. It's a summer drink. That's what Michael said. It's a summer drink. And we could smash that out pretty quickly.
Right. Well, how about this? How about I try a Grodzitsky first? Where do I get one from? Because
where the fuck are you going to get one?
That you've never had one.
I've never had one either. The whole point is we have to make it because you can't buy them.
Okay. All right. What about my beer dealer? Would they have one?
I'm just checking to see if they've got one.
I'm going to message Niall right now. Right. That's his customer up in
Grodzitsky.
I'm going to copy and paste from the Facebook group because I definitely can't spell that word. I mean, I can't even spell day. I can't even spell Glen Day. How am I going to spell Grodzitsky?
Oh, they got the 12 Imperial Stouts of Christmas.
Yes, one of those.
Only 0 left.
One of those is one of ours too.
So my beer dealer doesn't have Grodzitsky.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't need to message Niall then, which is good because I don't like that guy. I'm not going to message him. Hopefully he doesn't listen. All right. So it's with me.
Yeah. Because there's no brewery. Oh, here we go. Brisbane Brewing Co. made a Grodzitsky. But when did they make it? The Godfather, it's called. It's got the picture of fucking Trudge on it.
Cool. Oh, okay.
There's a picture of Trudge on it. I'll put a link in the chat, mate.
I'll link it in the show notes. So if people don't know, normally when this podcast finishes, I stay up and I do all the stuff to put it into the internet, and I put links in our show notes on the website, right? But I don't listen to the whole thing. I get bored about halfway through, and then I give up posting the links. So for the first sort of 10 or so things we mention in the show, there's always links up in the show notes, but they're generally incomplete. So
it said it was on, if you missed our beer at last week's Tragic Santa, the 12 Beers of Excellence at Fritzenberger, which was last week.
Wait, no. Wait, this year?
Well, I can't tell.
Because we did their event last year.
Maybe Brisbane Brewing Co. did one.
No, maybe I've done it again. No, this might have been last year. God, smoked wheat beer. I mean, it doesn't really sound that summery.
It's got to be an old one from a couple of years ago, I reckon.
Yeah, I think this is an older post.
Yeah.
Wait, here we go. Event date. Oh, event date blank. All right. Well, that's not useful.
Oh, it's there. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
Talk to Govs.
I will.
Let's smash out a Grodzitsky. We're going to put it in a tin.
Okay.
We're going to put it in a tin.
Oh, yeah, we have to.
For people to buy it. Does that mean we're doing it at HQ?
No, I can do it anywhere. Anyway, we probably should do it in Brizzy because this is up mix area. I feel like this beer.
Can we put it in a tin if we do it in Brizzy?
Yeah, we can still put it in a tin.
How do you do that at Brizzy?
Oh, we could do it any number of ways. We could craft punks, or we could can it from the keg at HQ. Keg it and can it in HQ.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to at the Indies. I was talking to the guy from Sea Legs who just got a canning line.
That's right. Yeah.
Who won the trophy for Pale Ale, which they're pretty stoked with.
That's right. So they bought a. That's a really interesting thing that they've done. They bought a Cody canning machine, and there's nowhere for them to store it. So they went, oh well, let's just buy a truck and we'll keep it in a truck. And they go, well, I've got the canning machine in a truck, well, we can rent it out to other people. So
and they're just down the road, so
maybe they can come and do it.
Yeah. Many ways.
What are we going to put on the label? How are we going to design a label? Fuck.
I mean, I've done 250 of them. I can figure it out.
Right. Oh, do you design all the seasonal labels for Black Ops?
I don't design them myself, but I look after the whole process. Yeah, I get designers and they figure it all out.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit, eh? All right. Let's
That's
do
the
this.
fun bit. Actually, these days Rihanna does it, so I should give her a shout out because I actually have a person that does this stuff now.
Well, we should start that creative process at the very least, anyways.
Yeah.
The Boss and the Brewer, Vintage Grodzitsky 2022.
How about this? We've got the 24. I shouldn't say that. 12, potentially 24 listeners.
Yes.
What if anyone in our listenership, part of the 12, wants to put their hand up to work on a label?
Oh, wow.
For
That's
us,
a good idea.
And what do they get out of it? Nothing.
6-pack?
Kudos. Six pack.
Oh, actually, no, they should get 12. 12 pack.
100, of course, they should get 12.
2 6-packs.
They should get, okay, they can get 12 beers. And if we're working for beer, they can work for beer.
Work for beer, exactly.
And,
well,
and we'll do it that way.
and what I can do is I can reach out to Michael and get a good award-winning Grodzitsky recipe. Now, if we get our fucking skates on with this, mate, we could enter this into the Queensland Beer Awards.
Yes. Okay. All right.
And we could accept our trophy.
That'd be fucking
on behalf of the 12.
Okay. All right.
How fucking fucked up that would be if that happened.
Brilliant. Oh god.
So tongue in cheek.
I'm gonna.
So what you need to do is whoever's doing your entries for the Queensland Beer Awards needs to go and enter it for a start.
Ian's doing that. You know these beer awards cost a lot of fucking money, Hendo.
Yeah, it's only $80 for Queensland.
Oh, is it? No.
Yeah. No, it's half the. I'm on the committee, mate.
Oh, 80 beer, but then you got keg and pack, so you got 160 per beer, and we're probably already entering 10 beers, so that's.
Let's just pick keg or pack. Just pick one, and we'll just do it just for that one beer.
We can just do keg. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ian's doing it. I'll flick him a message.
Well, beer needs a name.
Lexicon. So we'll put it in the group. Why don't we
That's
put it in the group?
Fucking great idea. It just could be a white lexicon half tin.
Yeah,
lexicon half. Grodzitsky.
That's a bit of a.
I don't know if I don't like ripping off people's IP, but you
Exactly.
can't copyright white.
Yeah,
that's it.
All right. Let's just. I think leave the naming up to the people in the group because these people are fucking bored, Hendo. Like I went in there yesterday. I literally just went in there and put. It's been quiet in there. Did you guys run out of memes?
Yeah.
And we've got bloody 15 comments of all these random weird memes that they've got creative energy and they want to get busy with it, don't they?
Okay, I'm just posting in the Facebook group now.
Yeah.
If you're not in the Facebook group, it's facebook.com/groups/Boss and the Brewer. Right, legends, the Boss and the Brewer Grodzitsky is happening. And it needs.
Wait, don't say it's happening yet. I mean, it's happening. The wheels are in motion.
It's happening. This is happening.
Okay, all right.
Hit us up with your best shit posts. Beer names. Go. I should have the a picture to go with it. Oh, it's an LCD sound system album called This Is Happening, and I love that album.
Wait, what do you look at? What's happening right now? I'm confused as shit.
I'm just relax. Just relax. I'm just putting that there. Happening.
The smell of this beer has got me going. I'll be honest. God, it smells good.
Done.
Right, you sent it.
Done. So if you're on the Facebook group, hit us up with your best shit posts, beer names for our Grodzitsky. And if you use LCD sound system memes to come up with a name, good on you. That's such a good album. Have you heard that album?
No idea what this is. What's happening?
You need to listen to that LCD sound system album.
How is this related to anything?
Well, it's basically this is happening. I just Googled this is happening and images search, and that's the first thing come up. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Job done. That's how life works. It's quick, mate. We've moved on.
Okay. No, well, now I understand. I didn't understand, but that makes a lot of sense now. And then should we put in there a call to action for anyone who's got design skills to put their hand up for a free 12-pack?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me edit that post.
Do we have let me look at these members. Do we actually have anyone in here who can do? I mean, judging by the quality of the memes, there's zero design acumen in this group. But you never know. There's probably a few lurkers in here who are real good at this stuff.
Probably. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, fucking keen. This would be great. Imagine if we got a medal or a gold medal. That'd be sick.
Oh, man.
I reckon we should chat to Mick about it because I reckon this would be up his alley. I reckon we do it in Brizzy.
Okay. I like the sound of that. We've already got a response. Fuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This group's out of control. I told you they're bored, mate. They're fucking bored in there. They want activity.
Paul Simpson says live. We haven't even released the show yet. We're talking about Paul Simpson. The Grodzitsky and Le Painter.
Wait, that's Simpo's suggestion?
That was Simpo's suggestion, yeah.
Well, and Connor, if you're listening to this, you wonder why he's number one. I mean, that's your answer right there. He's fucking on it. He's on it.
There you go.
Brilliant.
All
right.
It's happening.
Now, wait, I'm back to the question. So we did have fan questions.
Fan questions.
Living as number two. Well, we answered that. Just be better. It's too late for that. You're always going to be number two. Grudzitsky. Oh, Lou wanted to make the podcast last another 2 hours. Another long trip tomorrow.
Yeah, right.
Well,
best we can do. We've got it. We've got what we got. It's either I get too drunk or we run out of questions.
Run out of shit to talk about. Yeah, I reckon we could easily do 2 hours if we did a guest. Like if you do a good guest, like where we do the story, like the Revel Brewing one.
Yeah.
And do our normal episode, we would probably smash 2 hours.
Yeah.
But
I want to get our NFT beer guest before you release your NFT beer.
Okay.
That's what I think we should do.
We're going to put the press release out really soon. I actually wrote it today.
Okay. Well, then that would be better time than doing it after New Year's, I think. So,
I mean, if he wants to come on next week,
I can look into that. That's easy.
Yeah, hit him up, see if he's keen,
yeah.
And we can chat about it because there are a few people doing things. There's an article today in one of these beer websites about Penfolds. I think it was the Shout, maybe one of those ones. I get the emails. Penfolds are doing something. There's a couple of other people doing something, and it was an article about what they're doing. Budweiser have got like beer.f and they're doing some stuff. So there's shit happening. I haven't heard of too many other breweries in Australia doing something, but I know there are people talking about it. And all the designers talk to each other. So I know our designer, who I'm working with, Dave Heavyside, who's a legend, is talking to the other designers, and they're all kind of thinking about it. So there's stuff happening. So yeah, if we could do that next week, then that'll happen before we put it. I'm doing two things. I'm doing a sort of a slightly bigger thing in the new year with the NFTs, and the one we're doing on the New Year's Eve is just a beer, and then if you get the beer, you can go in and get like the free kind of NFT for the can. That's not a unique image. It's just like whoever wants it kind of gets it for free. So it's just like dip your toes in the water. But the one we do in the early new year will be a unique NFT for every single person who buys into it. So that'll be a bit more interesting.
Great. Yeah. No idea what you're talking about. Can't wait to get our guest on the show. Well,
I mean, this is like when you started talking about the fucking album before that had absolutely no context, and I had no idea what you were talking about.
And the circle of life is complete.
All right. Well, that's it. No, I had some actually pretty good questions in here. These questions were from the original call we put out for questions, and every single week I have them in here, but then we get fresh ones and we don't get to them.
Oh,
so
are they too hard? These are the questions that are in the too hard basket.
they're not the too hard basket. It's just I kind of prioritize fresh questions over older questions.
Well, let's deal with these ones.
But see, I don't know for sure if these people are part of the 12. That's the issue, right?
I can see who they are.
Yes.
One of them appears to be your brother.
One of them is definitely my brother.
Or your uncle. Or
no, like you, I have a brother who looks similar to me, but not quite as good.
Yeah, right.
And that one's for my brother. And the other one is Wade Curtis, who...
Wade's definitely in the 12, I think.
Do you think Wade's in the 12? Let me have a sneaky look at our group membership, because I don't know if Wade's in there. He hasn't posted in the group, has he? He's not in the group, mate. I mean, if you're not in the group, you're not in the 12.
I'll invite him.
Invite him right now. Wade actually is a fucking legend, and Wade actually helped us contract brew some of our very first beers at Black Ops when he was running Four Hearts at Ipswich.
Yeah.
And then he went on to, he's got out of that and he went on to work for Ballistic for a while. And I think
that's right.
He's still got his toes in the water in the industry, but I think he's doing sort of marketing consulting and things. But
yeah, he's marketing consulting, I think.
Yeah. And I like this question here. And this was actually before the Facebook group was happening, I think. So it is an older question.
Before the shit posting.
Before the shit posting, yeah. So I'm gonna read it to you right now. Oh, well, this maybe it's more for me than you, but I'd love to hear how you manage the partnership aspect of the business, set up equity, who does what, and how you manage conflict, etc. Have you? I'm trying to think of your history. Have you had partners in your businesses?
Yeah, it sucked.
When did you have partners?
In Brookholt.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, two different silent partners at different times.
What does silent partner mean? Like, it's just an investor, right?
I don't want to talk about it too much because it was not a particularly pleasant experience in both regards. But I had one partner who, the first partner was, supposed to grow the business by putting some money into it, didn't put any money into it, expected a beer business to grow organically without putting working capital in. Never going to happen. And second one, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, right. Well, this has gotten fucking dark. Thanks, Wade.
Yeah. But that said, though, I would say that the lessons that I learned from that is that to make sure that you have a rock solid shareholders agreement. If you do go into business with someone, you do need to have a default fallback if someone chooses not to participate in the business anymore, and you have to have a way through that sort of thing. You just need to have that sort of thing. If you want the best to happen, you've got to plan for the worst. And so, you've really got to go get lawyers involved, get a good shareholders agreement, get something watertight and that sort of thing. I don't know if you guys have done that, with Black Ops and that sort of thing, or whether you kept it rather informal.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I was a bit younger and sillier back then. If I had my time over again, there would be a proper shareholders agreement, that sort of thing. Would have kept me accountable, would have kept my business partners accountable, and that sort of thing, would be accountable to each other.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go get a beer. I didn't want to leave you by yourself, so I'm gonna take you with me.
Oh, right. Where are we going? To the fridge?
Kitchen? Oh, wait, you'll be able to see Elon. There you go. Hey, mate. There he is.
How are you, Elon?
Look, you're famous.
Oh, he's ready to hump.
I will say this. I had my own business for about 8, 9, 10 years.
Right.
And I worked by myself, and it drove me fucking crazy. And after that experience, I basically decided, I got another, I'm drinking alcohol now. I might as well send an alcoholic one, but I do have one more sober in there, maybe for next week. And I basically, after that experience, I actively tried to find, even with that business, to find someone to kind of buy into the business. So I was not doing it by myself, because it literally just started driving me crazy working for myself.
Sure.
And so after that experience, I kind of vowed never to do that again. And then I started my last business, which was doing website support. I literally met a guy via the comments thread on my website who said, I'm over in America, I'm looking for something to do you want some help? And after 3 months of him sort of proving himself, I gave him for free 50% of the company.
What?
Yeah.
Is this the one you sold to GoDaddy?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. So I believe so strongly that I just didn't want to do this by myself anymore. And plus that particular business, the idea was like 24/7 WordPress support. So at the time I was going to sleep at night with a live chat app on my phone. And if it went off, I was waking up and supporting these websites, and I needed someone over there to help me out to cover and I couldn't afford to pay anyone because I had no money left. So after a few months, I said, look, you can have 50% of the company. And at the time, I think we had 20 or 30 customers. And then after 2 more years, we had 1,000 customers, and we were, turning over $1 million a year, and it was worth, a few $1 million, the company. And I don't regret that decision, because we built something that was worth, a couple of $1 million, a few $1 million, and I wouldn't have done that without him.
Yes.
And if I didn't do that, I would have just built something by myself that was no good, and I would have owned 100% of it. So yes, that was the better option.
Yeah, well, that's good then.
But one of the things I did make a mistake of in that case was the same mistake you made, which was we were 50-50. We were basically 50, 51, 49%. But when we started to sort of realize that we both wanted to do different things, there was not a whole lot we could do about it, because we both owned half the company. So we could sort of say, okay, well, if you're not working in the business, you don't get paid. But it was a profitable business. We would have just paid profits anyway. So you would have just got paid anyway. And it got really hard to manage. So with Black Ops, I'm really formal about all this stuff. We've got a really, really strong constitution. We've got a bunch of shareholders. We've got different roles. We've got, some people are directors, some people aren't. There's a proper control structure in place. There's, we've got 500 plus investors because we've done the crowdfunding. We've got 50 normal investors. We do everything pretty formally. All the founders, probably for the last 2.5 years, have a position description and, an annual review, and we get paid a wage based on our role, not based on anything else. We get paid to do a role, and we all have different roles. And it's treated as much as possible like a proper legitimate business, because that's what it's become. So I think that's super, super fucking important.
It makes it sounds like you've got accountability to other people, and it changes the way in which you deal with the business, because if you're accountable to yourself, you give yourself some slack.
Yeah. And it's really difficult. Like you said, it's really fucking difficult. Like it's kind of amazing we've gotten this far without having too many blow-ups as founders. But we're still constantly talking about how we manage the nature of, someone who starts a business being a founder. But like, a founder is not a role in a company. It's not.
No, that's right.
And, we all have different amounts of ownership. And, every brewery is the same. Every brewery, the founders have different amounts of ownership. Some are directors, some aren't. Some have, positions that are more fucking stressful and, more, when you review them, they get paid more than other positions. So you have to deal with all that shit all the time. And it's really, really difficult. But, my advice would be to take on the difficult issue and do it properly, like as if you were a proper real company. Otherwise it's going to get messy and hard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And actually, one of the good things about crowdfunding is it forces you to address some of this stuff. Like with crowdfunding, there's a lot of regulation around it, and you need to we didn't have a constitution before we did crowdfunding. We had a simple shareholders agreement. But a constitution there's a lot more to it than that. And you have like drag along and tag along rights. You have rules around your shares.
Yes.
And it's almost like you're operating like a public company. And that process forces you to go through that with the legal team and actually write this stuff up and talk about it.
Yes.
And, know when you have to have like board resolutions for certain decisions versus other decisions and all that kind of stuff, and have a proper board in place.
Well, that's a proper thing that you've got going there. If you've got the drag along and tag along, mate.
Yeah.
And I guess what happened was you were talking though.
A lot of comments on this bloody thread, I guess.
No, Wade Curtis joined the Facebook group.
Hey, brilliant.
He's right there. He's just commented. So
that's awesome.
That's so good. Real time social media fucking shit. Mate, I think that sounds pretty smart. You've just sort of, because you've got all these different types of shareholder types, in Black Ops, that you have to set up the business in a way that, for longevity, and you can't just have, conflict is inevitable, when you have owners of a business and that sort of thing. And I've personally seen the three of you guys have conflict in your business before, but you've resolved it and moved on and grown, and that's really and that's the key to a successful partnership. It's not just the partnership between yourself, Eddie, and Govs. It's the partnership you've got with your private shareholders, with your crowdfunding shareholders, all that sort of stuff. So.
Yeah, and it is an ongoing kind of difficult thing when you start a business with mates. I imagine it's the same with, there's a lot of breweries that are kind of like the Modus or the Matic, where it's kind of husband and wife, business works better when it's just business, I think.
Yes.
So when it's husband and wife, or it's whether it's mates, and time as well. Like we've been doing this for 7 years now since we started. No one wants to do the same thing forever. Like you think about the Stone and Wood guys, they had to navigate all of that as well. And I know they talked about it a little bit, but they had sort of founders going in different directions, and they had CEOs coming in to manage the company on their behalf, and you had sort of Jamie Cook stepping back to some extent, and Brad doing his own thing. Like that, they had to manage that whole process as well. So it's just a natural part of it.
Yeah, definitely. Good question, Wade. Good question, Wade.
It is a very good question. But just a final point on all of that, I would just I actually do tell everyone, and I put this in the first book I wrote, which is don't start a business by yourself. And some people do it well. Some people can pull it off. I think it's really fucking difficult. I think business is way, way, way too stressful. And I would put up with all the difficult shit of having partnerships and all those issues way before I would put up with the burden of having a business by yourself. It's just...
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. Should we put that last question off till next week? Because that one looks deep.
Yeah, this one's deep. Steve's question?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that one next week. And then we can do we can do the NFT thing. We can do a Brzezinski update.
Yes.
Because that's in your court right now. You can deal with that, and I don't have to do anything.
I'll get the recipe and I'll reach out to Govs. Do I reach out to Govs or Eddie?
No, it's cool. I'll talk to them.
You talk to Govs, I'll get a recipe.
Yeah.
Facebook group, you organize the name and the label.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what's got to happen. It's a team effort.
Okay. Easy. Awesome.
Good chat, mate. Yendo. Thanks for a good chat, and we'll try and get our special guest on for next week. I think that would be quite pertinent given what you're doing, and that sounds like fun.
Yeah, keen. All right. Cheers, mate. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I might see you on Friday.
Yeah, cheers. Looking forward to it.
See you, mate.
See you, mate.